And we are live in the garage working on some camouflage stuff, right? I got another 200 and something rounds through here. I got to decopper it. Basically, I'm decoppering and right around 200-ish. You know, I'm not going to stop in the middle of training or anything, but we had a lot of fun today. X-Ring, myself, another friend showed up. We went to VOD in Old Fort, North Carolina, and it was a good time. Let me turn some lights on, see if I get a little more light in here. And it was an enjoyable time. We did a ton of positional shooting, which is cool. What's up, great? Keith Gregory, Mike D, Scott Hoffman, and John Townley. So yesterday we loaded up 100 and something rounds. I did the 6.5. This light's pissing me off. 6.5 Creedmoor, obviously, but I did it in a 140 ELD match. I cannot find any 147. So that was the first time that I had actually shot 140s out of this. And it did well. There wasn't much noticeable difference. I did have to tweak with the turrets a hair just a little bit. What's up, Jason? Eagle Eye Shooting shipped out some goodness. Yeah, buddy. I did. I saw the packing slip thing on there as well. And John Townley and Davey J. So today was an awesome day. We did everything from basically setting up some tires and running another prop over the top of it, doing roof line kind of stuff, to shooting off of I can't even think of what it's called right now. Basically those steps that go up. What's up, Mano? Abigail and Robert Appleby, how you doing? Any day at the range is a great day. That is a true fact. Fact is, we got finished and left out of there, and we have just gotten hit with some type of that storm or something. It was on the way home on the freeway. It was stupid. It was downright freaking dangerous. It was bad. It was really bad. It was bad. Hopefully everybody out there is having a great day. Depending on where you're at, I guess it could be night maybe somewhere. I know there's some people like Nick Knox and a few that are on the other side of the world. He's in Korea. So, but I just wanted to kind of give an update, see how everybody's doing. It's always good to see how everybody's doing because, you know what, we do this a lot. And you guys know that, of course, but it's we got kind of a little cool community of people that I like to check on, make sure everything's going good, make sure they're doing well, and because you never know anymore. I've had a lot of good, not a lot, but I've had quite a few friends on YouTube that unfortunately have passed away, unfortunately have gotten sick and ill, and you gain some, some good acquaintances for the most part. So it's pretty cool. There's trolls and stuff like that, and there's always going to be asshats, but for the most part, everybody is really good, especially the community. The 2A community, for the most part, is just spot on. Awesome group of people to hang out with, and makes it fun. So things I'll be using today is the Hoppies, number 9, and some Vortex. I got to get this copper out of this barrel because I haven't cleaned this. So when I brought this to Utah, it was basically back to 0. I don't remember what the round count was. I got to go get the data book. But since then, since today, I shot 96 rounds, and then 2 days before that, I shot another 50. So I need to add that. But I do know that I'm over 100. Not over, but I'm over, because at the match I shot 100 and they were supposed to bring 200, but I didn't get to shoot all 200. So it was like around, I probably shot 160-ish. So I definitely need to get some stuff down this barrel and clean it up. Pontius Pilot's asking, what dyes do I use? The Hornady And for the 6.5, I actually got the Lee because that's all they had in stock at the time, and they're actually decent. I know Ray doesn't like them as much, but this is what I use when I'm at the house, and it's the ultimate die set. And you can see it's got the colic neck sizer, full length sizer, seating die, blah blah blah. Comes with some load data. But this is the part number right there. If you're interested in these, I don't remember what I paid for them. Oh, yes, I do. $63. You can probably find them a lot cheaper. It was a local place. And at the time, that's what they had. That's what I used. And for the most part, they work good. They work good as far as I know people prefer other stuff. It's probably not the greatest thing. And this sucker's tight right now. See if I can get this bad dog in here. Nope. All right, I get to struggle online. I love it. See what I got going. This thing is tight. What's up, Willie? Willie Brackett's birthday is the same day as mine. I got your email, buddy. I got an issue right here. What's up, 45 Auto? I'm trying to find match master cedar. Fancy spec load or something hotter? No, Brian, I am running just I'm getting out of that 24-inch barrel right at, it was 20. See, the high I got was 27.10, so I'm shooting right at 26, like 83-ish. At work currently, Eric. Eric's at work. I thought Eric, maybe it wasn't Eric. No, it wasn't. It was, I think it was one me. Decided he was going to say to hell with the boss. RCBS, yep. How are you doing, bro? What's up, Mario? What the hell? Yeah, I don't know, Pontius Pilot. I got to figure out what the hell's going on here, though. I got this thing either is just so jacked I should have ran a but you know what? That's what happens when you're causing my 308. Oh, clean my 308 today. I'll test the 6.5 Matchmaster versus the Frankfurt's new universal seating die. Yeah, Eagle Eye's the guy to talk to when it comes to reloading stuff, or Todd the Elfster. And I think I'm going to do something I don't ever do. But I might have to. If I can find the right tool. Don't do this at home, ladies and gentlemen. I know it's the right patch. I know it's the right jag. I just know it's really dirty. It's got all the moon dust. Woo. Yep. All right. Thank goodness for hand tools. Don't do that at home. WD-40. Did I grab the wrong patch? That's the problem with having so many damn patches. Yes, I grabbed the wrong patch. Yeah, as soon as I stuck it in there, I'm like, oh, shit. So let me show you guys. Maybe this is a learning experience for all of us. There is I don't know if you call it a huge difference, but there's enough difference. So that was a 2-inch round, and I needed an 1.5-inch round. So even that little bit, which is basically a 1/4 inch on each side, that turned it into a pain in the ass. So don't do YouTube videos and do stuff because you'll grab the wrong patches. Let's try this again. So right now I'm just running some Hoppies number 9. Oh yeah, that's what it's supposed to feel like. Much better. You can see it's definitely got some copper. I can see blue, and I haven't even ran I haven't even ran the Vortec yet. So that's probably pretty bad. I'm glad I don't have a scope camera or a camera scope. Who's telling? Let's see who to be. Oh, it's Matt Pierce. All right, so now I'm going to switch to Vortec. This is the copper remover. Is there other stuff that works? Hell yeah, I'm sure there is. This is the stuff I use. And this is really inside of here. It's just a smaller bottle, so you don't have to have the big bottles out. But it definitely needs it. And this is a process that takes a while. The longer you wait between decoppering, the more work you're going to have to pay for later. So one of the things that I do, which I like to do, but I run this one. It's basically just I don't know, fabric style, what is it, a swath or whatever. And I will run this just gooped up in here just so that I'm going to throw a ton of this in here. And I'm going to let it sit for a few minutes. What's up, John? Hey, John, how many rounds are you at right now? I'm due to clean mine soon. 600 rounds through mine. yeah, you better get your ass into the yeah, that thing's, look how blue that is already. Hasn't even sat yet. So let that sit. The more time you let it sit, the more time it can start eating away at that stuff. Let's see. Get a drinking horn. Yeah, what's up, Shaggy Rifleman? Man, a lot of you guys are out here. It's so early, too. 45 Autos out here. Jackson's out here. Does your shop RMR cut Smith & Wesson slides? I really, really love Wipeout. I haven't tried Wipeout. I have seen it. Actually, I seen it on your video, Eagle Eye. It was like a foam forming one, and that's pretty awesome. So that makes it cool because now I got this one. This is the one that I put the copper remover on. This is the one that has the patch on it. So I'll let it sit for a while. This was one of the things. I haven't done a video on this yet, but I won this along with that waterproof rifle bag thing cover that I did. But this is really neat because it holds a shit ton of rounds. You can see a lot of the pros had something like this. They weren't using the plastic. I know I got a billion of them around here, but basically the ammo cans, you know, the little blue plastic ones. You saw them using something like this, where it had, you know, just a bunch of stuff. This is made by STM. I don't know if these are, I don't know how much these cost or anything. It's got a handle on the top because it's kind of not heavy, but, you know, there's a lot of rounds in here. So for some of you mathematicians, let's do this. 1, 2, 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 12 times 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 10. 10. That should be what, 120? Who's texting me now? All right. Sounds like Matt P might come over. Kreideman. Oh, there's Ray. Hola.
About time. Hashtag still a, you know what?
Still a Ray. What's going on? Kreideman's got 600 rounds. He hasn't cleaned his rifle, I think he said.
Yeah, it's probably time. But I was going to tell you, and what's up, everyone? You know that ammo carrier that you just showed?
Yeah.
So the one that I'm using, I actually won at an event. It was on the prize table with a bunch of other stuff, and I just threw it. You know, I found it the other day in the basement. So the guy I was shooting with today wanted one.
Woo.
Do you know what those things cost?
Yeah, they're expensive. Why do you think I didn't buy one? Hey, this is so
$90.
blue. It's purple.
Yeah. $90 for a cheap one, up to $140 for those things. Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm too cheap
actually,
to. I'm too cheap to spend that kind of money.
the guy that was shooting with us today, he actually has the one I was telling you about that folds. I think that was a cold tack, right?
Yeah, he's got the exact same one I do. We were at the same event when we won that.
Oh, I gotcha. No, was it?
Yes, that was when we won Snipers Unknown and all that, those prizes and money, and I didn't even think anything about it. I just threw it in the corner, not knowing. But I did
Is he
order the
still with
cold
you?
tack. I did order the cold tack backbone bag, so that'll
Oh,
be
I didn't
coming
get
in
a
the
chance
next
to
couple
tell you to
days.
order an extra one. That's all right. I'll try it out.
Yeah, I'm not going to be able to read the comments.
It says you're a dick. There's like 20 people that said that already.
I
I'm just
believe it.
kidding. AKA the devil. That's someone's name, just so you know. They weren't calling you that. Abigail, you got Abigail and Shaggy Rifleman and Mario and hell, everybody. Eagle Eyes out there, and Pop's Quest actually is out there.
Hey,
What's
did
up,
did
Pop's
you
Quest?
tell Eagle Eye how
Yeah.
well that rifle is doing?
No, you just did. What's up, Commando 97 and Brian? Yeah, his that rifle that Kenny built for Ray shot.
Just tell him I'm spanking it.
You can tell people you're spanking it. I'm not going to tell them anything like that.
I ain't talking about spanking. I'm talking about spanking y'all. Man, that
Yow!
thing just shoots lights out.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Ray kicked my
you're not
ass.
gonna get the south out of me.
Ray kicked my booty. I had a good time
Everybody's
with it.
bootay.
What did we do? Did we do 90 seconds on everything, or did we change that up at all?
Basically, I set up 6 courses of fire, really good courses of fire. 90-second timeouts on all of them. We started the first one off with a run with your rifles, and then we had to come back down. We had a 1-inch pasty, and each impact in the pasty counted for 1 point, and that's after getting the heart rate up. And you had a basically you had 1 minute to get all 5 shots off. So that's how we started.
You know that wasn't
And
fair, right?
why?
Because that was the first time I shot the 140s. I didn't even have a zero.
Well, you should have your first zero after your first shot. And there's not enough difference to
See what I
matter
got to deal with?
because you had 2 in the center.
Yeah, that was my third and fourth and fifth or some shit.
Well, if your first
It's
one
okay.
was,
I'm not worried about it. I had a good time. I learned a lot. I'm still at purple. I'm not
you
even at
must be
blue.
worried. You still talking about it?
You talking about it?
Talking
Hashtag
about it.
you're still a dick.
That's all right. I think I need to have some T-shirts made.
Oh man,
But
what a
no,
good
it was
day!
it was a great training day.
It
It really
was.
was.
I learned a ton, and I smoked one stage that didn't count. But
Yeah. So guys, one of the biggest things, because not only is it a training day, but it's a way to share information that maybe I've seen or I've been taught or something like that. And one of the biggest things I was working on with one of the other guys was, and it made a huge difference when we started this last weekend. I mean, Rick and the other guy were literally getting 3 shots off within the 90 seconds. Is that a fair statement, Rick?
yeah, yeah, I
Because
saw.
they were too busy trying to get into position, make everything right. By the end of today, they were getting all shots off in 90 seconds. And last week, that was a 6-round course. And today we were running 8-round courses, and everybody was still getting all their shots off. Well, mathematically, the more shots you can get off, the likelihood of getting a hit is greater. And so these guys are actually not only getting hits, but they're also getting more time on target. So they're moving more efficient. So the biggest thing that I was trying to convey to these guys was being able to get into position quickly. And one of the stages was you had an 11-second par time from standing behind a barricade, getting on the target, firing a round. We did 6 iterations of that, to where you had to engage a 300-yard target. It's only 300 yards, but you're doing it off of a barricade. From go to get into position, put your game changer, and go. And that was really beneficial.
Yeah, that was an enjoyable time for sure.
Yeah, these guys are getting good. No doubt about it. No doubt about it. You're going to have to read comments. I can't read jack
You were
while
still
driving.
showing him who was daddy, though. That's for sure.
What's that?
You were still kicking booty. But yeah, still purple. I know it looks blue on the camera, but if you look at it in person, it's more purple than it is blue. It's getting less purple though. That's a bonus. So I got a shit ton of copper in this thing. Good golly, Miss Molly.
Son, the roads are flooded. I want you to look at
Oh,
this. This is the side of the road right now.
oh,
That
you
is
see the
like a
white
huge
thing.
river.
You can't see it, buddy.
Okay. How about now?
Yeah, you can see that.
I've never seen water there in my life.
Did you end up going the freeway way, or did you go the same way you went last time? What's
No,
up,
I went the
DW?
freeway the whole time.
Yeah, it was slowing down. You had people with flashers on doing like 20 miles an hour. Skunk ape, what's going
Yeah, no,
on?
it was a good day.
Hey, even
I
the
tried to
elk is
talk.
out
I
there.
tried to talk. What's up, Todd? I tried to talk him into shooting a PRS match this weekend, but I don't think that's going to happen. So,
Who, your buddy?
yeah.
Well, we gotta make ammo again before we can do anything.
That's true. I'm out. I burned all mine today.
Kenny sent off my rifle today, so that's cool.
Nice.
See what happens. I need to invest in one of them bore scopes.
You are reading the comments, right?
Yep. Keep saying the same thing. Hashtag I-26. Mario says, yeah, the
Yeah.
I-26 was a train wreck. It was construction and freaking pouring ass rain. It was bad. It was pretty bad. What's up, Red October?
Yeah.
Red
Bryson wants to
October
start
says
coming
you
out
and
to the.
Ray are good guys and are like shake and bake brothers.
Well, like I said, I never met anybody else that liked to shoot as much as I did, so it works out.
Yeah, it
Hey, you
works
want to go
out
to the
good.
range? Sure.
Let's go.
Do you want to work on a day? And see, that's the thing. Variety. It's long range. It's pistol. It's rimfire. It doesn't matter. Just shooting. I enjoy it. What the hell?
What the hell? What, that
Must sound
squeaky
like a
noise?
parakeet or something. Yeah.
You know what that squeaky noise is? Ah, it's
Yeah.
still blue.
Squeaky clean barrel.
Yeah, it's still got a ton of copper in it. Have you heard of referred barrel blanks? I can order one for my Howa. Oh, Brian, what's up, Brian? Referred barrel. I would talk to Kenny, honestly. He makes some good stuff. What's up, plus five? Yep, clean and I see.
What's up,
Let's
plus
see.
five?
Let's see. Bum, bum, bum. Pontius Pilots out there. Online source for bore tech. Anyone? Amazon.
Midway, USA. Yeah, anywhere. Just make
There you
sure
go.
you
Here's
get the
what it looks
copper
like.
remover.
Make sure you get the CU2 copper remover. This is what I look like after I miss.
Oh, it was so funny, guys.
It
There was
wasn't
one
funny.
where
If you're saying it's funny, I'm screwed. Is what's going to happen here.
so Rick was having a bad run, so he figured he would be Mr. Cocky on one stage. He goes, "I'm gonna hit every steel out there." Well, anyway, this thing owned him. It owned all of us, and he was like, "Well, that didn't work. I'm gonna try something else."
I was trying to bring positivity, and that shit did not work.
No, it
Like
didn't.
you gotta come into things with a good positive attitude, right? So I'm like, okay, I was a little down. I'm gonna bring it up a notch. I'm gonna be, I'm gonna be positive. I'm gonna think good thoughts. Blah blah blah. Yeah, that didn't work. Did
Didn't
not
help.
work. And then the worst part was, since I talked all that mad smack of me, like cleaning the stage and no misses, I didn't hit crap. So then I had to hear about that. So what I did was I said, I told you guys I was gonna keep the target's clean. So I didn't hit them. They weren't falling for it though, so it didn't work.
And another thing we've been doing,
IDW.
guys, is we've been shooting on targets that are smaller than what you would normally see at what I've seen at a lot of matches, even the PRAC match that we shot at Hornady. I figure if we're making these hits on these small steels, uh, just a little above 1 MOA, but not a 2 MOA target, I believe we will do okay, especially working on these positions and whatnot. We did no belly shooting today to speak about other than the one running stage, and that was it.
Yeah. Well, prone off of the roof, basically.
Yeah, but that was a funky position. You're not prone. You're trying to get your rear bag right because the way it's so elevated.
True.
I only allowed 1 foot on the ground. You could, or 1 foot touching the ground. It was you couldn't just stay up there. You'd slide off. So
Yeah, it was steep. Your ass would slide down, so you had to have at least 1 foot. New challenge for you all to consider: a 22 long rifle sub round, 400 yards, 4-inch steel. Lob that joker in. Shit, we did 700 yards.
we've already done that. We actually we have 4-inch steels, and we had them out at 400 yards when we were shooting that day. Well, actually, a couple days with those RPRs. It was not easy at
No.
all, especially if there was any wind.
Yeah, for sure. That's a good challenge, though. Uh, man,
Man,
just getting
beautiful
out there
day.
shooting.
It was
Andrew
great.
says, I wish Scotland had the Second Amendment. They
Man, we've
took
been
our guns and knives and left us with sticks, which we can't use to defend ourselves with because that would be a crime. Man, Andrew, that sucks, my friend. Sorry to hear that. The Second Amendment is definitely worth fighting for, that's for sure. I still got a shit ton of blue.
yeah that
So,
that was no different than shooting a match. We left at 8:30 this morning, and Rick just got home. What, 30 minutes ago?
yeah,
Yep, that
30
was a full
dang
day.
minutes. Let's see. Yeah, it was, I mean, there's really nothing we could have done to make it better. It was a perfect day of training. Not too long,
Yeah.
not too short. Only had 4 rounds left. So that was pretty good. Hopefully this fits in here. The nylon brush. If you're out there, Kenny. And then you take it off. And then you start over. If anyone can hit a golf ball at 400 with a subsonic 22 long rifle, I'll tell them to buy a lottery ticket. It can happen.
Oh no, we were doing it. Matter of fact, Ryland did that same shot that day. Because we're shooting subsonic ammunition, but we were having to hold way, way, way up into the air. We were already out of reticle at that point and elevation.
That was at 7. Hey, Brownells is calling me. That's weird. It's like Siri knows what you're talking about. Didn't somebody say Brownells earlier? I'm telling
Talking about
you.
your underwear,
Underwear? What are you talking about?
Brownells. Where's Rusty at when you need him?
No, that's brown stripe. Yeah, he's.
So did you tell all the viewers that Rusty has got it out for you?
No. Well, I don't know. Maybe my dog's got
All
it.
right.
Go ahead.
He has this smiling dog, and when I say he smiles, this dog will actually smile and show you his teeth and everything anytime you try to pet him or anything like that. Sweetest dog around. Well, just imagine that being a, what would you want to call that?
What?
Imagine holding him at your hip and making him a hip fired weapon, and he's shooting liquid.
Yeah, there you
Well,
go.
that's what Rusty's been doing to Rick.
He's a mud squirter right now. Brian, I think Brian was asking. Kenny shipped it out today. I got the tracking number. Ray, what's the biggest mistake you see other shooters make just off the top of your head?
Top of my head, number one. This is number one thing. They overpower on their magnification on their scopes. If you're talking about long range shooting or long range competition, that would be the number one thing. Everyone tries to power up way beyond what they need. You can do every single thing you need to do at 10 power. Is it great? No. Your targets are smaller, but you can still do it and make all your impacts. The thing is, you're increasing that field of view. You're not going to be hunting and pecking and wasting valuable time to find those targets. That's the number one thing for long range.
Because you're holding one of their bottles. Yeah. Doug B. Says, Brownells is calling me because I'm holding one of their bottles. If those guys knew how to call me, I would be super scared. Like officially, if they were actually looking for me. Rick, it would be better. Would it be a better day of training if you would have done it the other day during the hurricane? Actually, we were here. We shot the other day, but it was not actually there was no real wind. There was more than today. Today was like windless.
So, guys, when we plan a day to shoot, it doesn't matter if it's raining. It doesn't matter if it's windy. But trying to coordinate getting guys together, I mean, Rick and I are the type of guys, I mean, if we make a commitment and say, hey, yeah, I'll be there on Thursday, it doesn't matter. It can be freaking monsooning. We're going to be shooting in it. We don't change our plans based on weather. So it's not like we go out looking for that day. Oh, tomorrow's going to be extra windy. We just plan a day ahead of time and we go. We started planning this earlier in the week and we said, you know, we'll just do that. And then I took off work, Rick took off work, and everybody took off work, and we had a good day.
Yeah, I took off work. All I know is when I get back to work.
Well, so did I.
Yeah, I know. I'm like, yeah, it's gonna be busy when I get back to work. I think there's fires all over the damn place. Or at least there was the other day. Hopefully they're all out by now. Man of my words, good for y'all. Yeah. That's all you got. Your name and your word, right?
That's right. Or as my mama used to say, a tiger leaves his skin, a man leaves his name.
Hey, Matt Pierce, welcome to being live on TV. How can I help you? Whopper, no onion. All right, number 6. Are you there, Dick, or not? I'm on the phone right now, or on the chat. You coming over? All right, bring some food. Hey, talk, Ray.
I can't. You're talking on the phone.
Fair. Ray's going to steal the show.
Yeah, so that would be the number one thing. I guess we'll just make it a topic. But I guess the number one thing would be, really? Hey, how about you might mute your microphone there, Dick? All right, so I guess the number one thing would be overpowering. Really? The second one would be make sure you lay the rifle down in the direction of the target. It makes a huge difference. I don't even know why I try with this guy.
Hey!
All you had to do was mute your phone. I'm trying to talk, and all we hear is you.
How can you mute your phone? Oh, I know what you're saying.
Mute your microphone.
Elmo's here. Hey, check it out. Where's he at? He's over here. There he is.
Red October says, "Damn it, boy, we can still hear you." Like an old married couple. What the
Brian,
hell?
what's up? Whoa, yeah, exactly, like a married old couple. Like an old married couple. Come on, Elmo. How many shots of whiskey do you have tonight? What the hell? All right, let's see. Dial a dick. Let's see. Grumpy old man. That's right. Grumpy old man. Especially when Ray, let me tell you a little secret about Mr. Ray.
When Ray
Ramundo.
gets hungry, Ray gets
Ray
hangry.
is a dick. Everybody's got to be cranky if Ray's cranky. If he's hungry, I can tell when he's getting hungry, so I'm like, we need to go eat.
Yeah, so it's such a problem. My wife actually buys me like these big packs of crackers because she knows I'll wait till the last minute to eat. And yeah, my blood sugar goes down and everything else, and I turn into an ass. I'm sorry, I do.
Yes, you do. Tip number 2. Oh, tip number 2, Jackson says. I'm confused about tip number 2. I don't even know what it was. You must have said it was.
Okay, so what I was talking about, and I don't know how much service I'm going to have. I'll pull over here in a minute. But basically, if there's a barricade or a position, guys will just throw the rifle up there with the muzzle, 20 degrees to the left of the target. What I do is I fixate on that target. Okay, I'm looking at the target. I'm looking through the muzzle, kind of, or around left and right side. And as soon as I can move or get on target, I am watching that muzzle get in the direction of that target. That way, the moment I drop down into the scope, it's going to be there. It's not going to be off to the side and I'm looking everywhere. You're just sucking up precious moments, all right? So I put it in perspective today. What I told these guys was, it doesn't seem long to you, but it takes you 5 seconds to find that target because of improper alignment when you set that rifle down. 5 seconds times 5 different engagements, you've just sucked up about 30 seconds of 90 seconds of your time if you're shooting PRS. Now, look, I'm not a big PRS guy. You guys know that. I do long range matches, but they're different type of matches, but it's the same concept. You're engaging it. The only difference is we're not told where the target's at. We don't know the distance to the target, and we have to find them under the clock. So it's all the same thing. It's about time management. So the biggest thing is save yourself those seconds because it adds up and it compounds to the point where you just have no time. You engage 2 targets and all of a sudden you're out of time. So yeah, that would be the second thing.
A-
Um,
AKA the devil says, does the rod diameter matter? Can't you just use a 223 for everything? I think he's talking about cleaning. No, you need
Cleaning.
the right jag. So like these
Well,
are all
no,
jag.
no, 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 no. I know what he's saying. You do need the right jag, but what the rod diameter is what he's talking about. The problem with that is you're not going to have enough support usually on the bigger calibers. So if you try to use a 223 rod or what they call like a 264 diameter or 243 diameter in a 308 or something like that, you're going to get a lot of flex where it's just basically dragging through there, especially with these carbon fiber rods.
Yeah,
If
like
you
see
if you
here's a 50 cal rod. This is for a 50 BMG. That's for a like a anything smaller or bigger than a 177 all the way up.
Yeah, so the point is, can you use it? Absolutely, you can. But it's like trying to drive, finish nails in, or 16 penny weight nails in with a finishing hammer, or something like that. It will work in a pinch, but that's not optimal. Pick the right tool for the job for cleaning. And I've seen guys do this before, like on the J Dewey, which is a coated steel rod. If you use the smaller diameter, your lands will actually start stripping off some of that plastic because it's flexing. You got to remember what it's doing in that barrel is it's doing this as you're pushing it through there as it's spinning because it's not rigid enough. So I try to avoid that. Get the right cleaning rod.
Yeah. And then if you got a 177 style,
Oh
you need to buy
yeah,
one of these because the 22 and up won't fit in it. And it's actually a smaller this is smaller diameter because it needs to be compared to all these ones. So that wouldn't even fit into the barrel of the 177. Or like a 17 HMR or something. Oh, this just
okay.
works
So
good. Go ahead.
Brian Duchesne asks, how long do you give a rifle or chase a rifle if it's not performing early on? Um, if it's not performing early on, you guys know that 6.5 Grendel that I purchased, the Lancer? That barrel, I was not happy with it. And I chased it for probably a week and a half That barrel came out. That gun is apart. Rick knows because I disassembled the whole thing. I said the parts are worth more to me in a different barrel than to keep chasing this stupid 6.5 Grendel. I think it needed a better barrel. I wasn't happy with it, and I'm not going to chase it anymore. I was a little disappointed in that, but I turned it into something else. So to answer your question, for me, because I can get a lot done, especially because I have a range at the house where I can throw some powder together and walk out. How far do I have to walk, Rick? 20 yards, 50 yards, and I can
Yeah.
test rounds. I'm going to give it about 2 weeks. If it's not doing what I need it to do, it's gone.
What's up, KB?
What's
Are you
up, beta
talking? You're
boy?
talking about the arc that you're getting, or are
No,
you
no,
talking
he was
about something
asking
else?
how long. How long do you chase a rifle if it's not performing?
Gotcha. Oh, he found bad service. Yeah, that's the one thing nice, like Ray was saying, is we will just make some loads. Your guests will need to connect their microphone before you can add them. I guess your microphone's off, Ray. I don't know how that worked. But yeah, so we'll make a batch of like 5 or 10. And like yesterday was a good example for that 223 Ackley improved barrel that he got. The groups weren't what he liked. I mean, it was decent with the round that he had made. So he started messing with the jump a little bit. So there we go. There we go. All right. So yeah, at the end of the day,
for details.
it's easy for him just to make a few rounds, walk out 50 yards and then see if it works, how it prints. And if it prints well, then he can figure he can tweak us it a little bit or a lot, depending on what he's trying to do.
Coupons is the perfect.
Mom, what the hell? What the hell?
Wait a
Hopefully,
minute.
Mr. KB32 is doing well. I talked to him. Oh, he called it the range. We just got back, John. Do you ever use lap compound on your new barrels? Lap firing. I know Ray has some of the lapping stuff, but I don't know. I don't know if he's used it lately since the barrels are. Let's see if we can get him back in here. Ronald. So that's the answer. I know Eagle Eye, he has some stuff that he uses if he needs to do that. And maybe he can tell you about it. Woo! Squeaky. Man, this shit is bluer than blue still. So guys, if you're not familiar, trying to remove copper takes a while. So you can see however long, we've been talking for 42 minutes. And it doesn't look very blue. There you go. That's a little better. But until all that blue comes out where it's one white patch, and hopefully you're not getting false readings because of the copper jag. But if it keeps going blue, just keep going. Get all the copper out. If you can get it all out, and then you gotta foul the barrel again. If you like to shoot, I like to shoot with the fouled barrel. So it takes this rifle, at least the last few times, it took 12 to 15 rounds for this rifle to actually, for the accuracy to go back to a nice, really tight group. So, what's up, Lakeview Outdoors? I'm blue. Blah 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 blah.
So someone asked about lapping compound, like the JB Bore paste or something like that.
Yes, it
That's
does.
kind of like if I'm really chasing that rifle and it's just not working well, or if I'm having really hard issues getting stubborn copper out, I will use the JB and Bore paste. If it doesn't start coming in at some point after that, then I'm done with it.
Yeah, Lakeview Outdoors says, KB, I loved your reaction to the golf ball shot. That was pretty damn epic. Unfortunately, he was yelling in my ear on the phone. But yeah, it was pretty cool to see that. What was really cool is when Kenny, I don't know if you had a chance to see Kenny's video, KB, but he grabbed some of that footage and he did the same golf ball challenge deal. And it was pretty fun. Then actually Kenny shot it, if you didn't see it. And he was actually not as excited, but he was excited, so that's pretty damn cool.
What's up, crazy gearhead? So Brian Mark says, if I get a new barrel, how many rounds do I need to put through it before a match and truing my data?
Ooh.
Put in a box of 20 rounds and call it good and go to town. I mean, it's still going to be coming in. I mean, I've seen some rifles not even come in until they have about 100 rounds. And what I mean by coming in is it's actually starting to print tight groups. That barrel break-in's been performed and it's done. Like the guy that was shooting with us today, he had I broke his rifle in for him 10 rounds. He shot 50, so he was up to 60. And then today he shot another 70. His rifle came in today like nobody's business. I mean, it was doing, yeah, I mean,
He's
that
got
thing
one.
shoots lights out. One
That
whole
is
group.
one beautiful proof rifle, man.
Yeah,
Full proof build.
yeah.
Awesome. 6 Creedmoor. It was a freaking tack driving son of a gun. But what was that? 14,000 probably by the time he's done.
The way it sits right now, I think it's right at, let's see, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. He's got about 14 in it. Yeah, about $14,000.
14 grand, ladies and gentlemen. Should it shoot well for 14,000? I'll let you answer that down below.
Okay, so I made a comment the other day to Rick, and he's got thick skin. We're friends, so I can say this. Me coming from a racing background and teaching it, and I did it for a living. I likened it to the guy that shows up to the track with his brand new, Porsche GT3, and he's getting lapped by the guy on the Miata. Okay, something that's underpowered, but it's decent handling. It all comes down to the Indian and not the arrow. The arrow will definitely help. But I made a point to Rick the other day, regardless of the guy shooting a $15,000 rifle or a $20,000 rifle, whatever the case is. Here I am. I'm shooting that rifle that Kenny built for me. I mean, I paid for it. I mean, he didn't just give it to me. Let's not make no misunderstanding about that. I don't want to think I would even take that. But he put a lot of time and effort into it. Built me a really nice rifle. And to be able to do something and be able to shoot all these stages and pretty much get more hits with a 223 basically over the course of 6 stages for what is that, a seventh of the cost? There's something to be said about that. And even Rick, Rick, your whole setup with your optic and all is what, 3 grand?
Uh, yeah, pretty much. Well,
Yeah,
probably 35.
yeah, yeah. By the time you get the mount in it and everything else, and it all is going to come down to what you do with it. Okay, it is nice to have the nicer things. If it wasn't for that, I mean, shoot, I wouldn't shoot that AI. But and some people are like, "That's stupid. I'd never pay that kind of money for a gun." But then you're getting into a whole nother level of guns when you get into these ones that are 14, 15 grand. They all do the same thing.
Don't tell his wife. There you
Oh
go.
no, don't even worry about that.
Yeah, let's see. Wheeled and well armed has a good question. He says, "Does some barrels come broken?" I would say no, but unless you buy a used rifle.
Oh, okay. So yeah, I mean, I wouldn't say no, but if you have something that's a hand lapped barrel, it's probably going to come in a whole lot better, close to being broke in, than something that was just boom off the shelf. That was just you know even cold hammer forwards, button pull, whatever you want to call it. They still have to get broken in a little bit, in my opinion, before you start seeing the accuracy really start to come in on those.
Blue, blue, blue. Whoa, what was that?
Definitely some good topics.
What is that shit? I got some red
What's
pieces.
what's the cheapest rifle you've seen win a PRS style competition? Remember, I've only done one PRS. Everything else has been different. I actually won a match shooting a factory Remington 700 in 308. I had nothing special done to it. It didn't even have a trigger job. It
Hey,
wa-
Jason.
it wasn't even bedded. So yeah, I mean, I picked that rifle up. That was a long time ago. This was 1990. That would have been about 96, and it was a good competition as well. But no, I was beating guys with some really, really high end rifles. So it's just get good with what you've got.
KB, I do mine at 200. 200, 225-ish. I should have done it before I did this last 100, but I didn't have time. Ain't nobody got time for that.
Yeah,
So,
I
yeah,
will. I will clean every 200 rounds, whether it needs it or not, whether the accuracy is just diminished. I will go ahead and strip that barrel down, all the copper out, and I will shoot about 15, 20 rounds till I see it group again, and I'm good to go for another 200 rounds.
KB's
That
not
way, if
known for his, his
cleanliness on firearms.
yes. He likes to push the limits.
And guys, one of the reasons I do that is because, I mean, Rick will tell you I'm pretty spontaneous. I mean, if my buddy would have told me today, yeah, let's shoot that PRS match this weekend, I'd be ready to go, not worrying about my barrel kind of losing accuracy at the match. I mean, 200 rounds is a good buffer. Yeah, I think every 200 rounds you need to clean it, or if you know you have a match coming up and you've got 180 down the pipe, go ahead and clean it, strip it down, foul it, shoot it.
What the hell? Hey! Hey!
I bet you Rusty's putting chocolate stuff all over the wall. Yeah, Kenny, I could not agree with you more. It's only a tool, and the tool is only as good as the shooter. And you do have to put the time and effort into it. Sometimes it's not realistic, but any little bit helps. Trigger time
Damn it.
helps.
Yeah, they're chasing deer. I had to get them before they really got going. Six. Let's see. Ronald says 6, a few more patches. Oh, and you can compete in the smooth bore category. Hey, they're actually starting to turn. So this is what I'm looking for. Guys, this was purple. And this is hopefully it shows up on camera well. I knew that was going to fall. All right, so here's the first patch over here. Look at Elmo. He looks like it's a green screen. Like I'm a green screen and Elmo's real. So this is purple, straight up freaking purple. And this is on its way to getting better. And now we're to here. So we're there. So I'm just going to run a couple more and double check everything. But remember, next time I shoot this, I got to foul the barrel again with, 10, 12 rounds. So at least that's what it's been the last few times I've had to do it.
Yeah, Brian Mark says, Jake Wiebert, the top PRS shooter, screws on a new barrel, shoots it for 1,200 rounds, doesn't touch it. After 1,200, he screws on a new barrel. He's been doing that for years. I don't doubt that works. I can't screw on a barrel every 1,200 rounds. I guess I could, but I don't know. It's hard to break habits. Maybe it's just a habit of mine. I mean, if he's the top PRS shooter, he's doing something right or something to that.
Yeah.
I will tell you this, okay? I have yet to see somebody get to that 500 round mark, 400 plus rounds on a precision rifle, and it still maintained the same accuracy that it had when it only had 100 rounds down the pipe. Case in point, when we were teaching my last precision rifle class, this topic came up, and one of the students, and I might have mentioned this in a chat about 8 months ago or so, the guy was like, I haven't cleaned my rifle in 600 rounds. And I said, 600 rounds, very similar to what you were talking about, Kreiderman. Okay, so I said, well, that's fine. If that's what you do, no big deal. I said, but remember, for this class, your rifle needs to hold about 1.5-inch group, because, I'll do that all day long. Well, ironically, out of 15 people, the only one that could not hold 1.5-inch group was, guess who?
The shit talker.
It was that guy with 600 rounds down the pipe, because I just don't understand. This thing shoots lights out. And I was like, well, you know what? Maybe if you go over there and clean it and decopper it and shoot some rounds out of it, it might come back in. I don't know. So it's a good topic for discussion. Now, after this, I followed up with him and I asked him. He said, "I went and did exactly what you said. I cleaned it with Bortec. I got all the copper out." He goes, "I went to the range, and that thing is shooting lights out again." I wasn't there, but that's what he said. So, Kreiderman, I'd like to ask you, since you haven't cleaned your rifle in 600 rounds, does it shoot just a tighter group now at 600 rounds without cleaning as it did with 50 rounds down the tube? I don't know. It's just the copper can be constricting and can affect that flight. When you get copper fouling, it can start throwing shots.
Shabal Saki wants to know what it's not the trunk monkey you got. Which one is it?
Okay, so I can't grab it because we're on a live chat and
Yep.
that's not allowed. So normally I carry the trunk monkey with me. You guys know that. You see that big orange thing? The reason I did that is because,
Rattles like some bitch.
yeah, now there's no rattle. I just need to put a little black thing in there to keep it from rattling. But I have an iron sight on it that hits on the metal frame
Huh.
and it squeaks. And that drives me nuts. I don't want any squeaking going on. So this is the way I looked at it. If I wanted a rifle in the vehicle all the time, and I never had to worry about somebody just busting the window and smashing and grabbing, it's going to take a while to get the sucker out of here unless you got a Sawzall or something. And even so, it's going to take you a little while.
Yeah.
I put a cheap build in here. This is actually a PSA upper, but it has performed flawlessly. I mean, I've never had an issue with this gun whatsoever. The lower is not a PSA. I can't remember who the lower is, but the way this mount is configured, it's set up for a handguard gun. I put the LWRC, the Truck Monkey, in here and put it in the mount, and it really started digging into the aluminum because of the way. Hold on, I can at least show it to you.
Kreiderman saying no. He says I shot yesterday, not great groups. 150 rounds yesterday.
Okay,
Man,
so the way this collar system works, it locks right there around the delta ring, and on the trunk monkey, I don't have a delta ring. So yeah, that metal was gouging. So yeah, no trunk monkey. But it'll do the job. So look, and guys, I don't know if Kreiderman, if that's just a result of the 600 rounds, or if it's just because he had a bad day of shooting. But almost all precision, even Jeremy ran into this. He got around 400 and something rounds, and he's like, "Man, I don't understand. I'm just not grouping." I said, "When's the last time you cleaned it?" And he goes, "Man, it's been like 400 something rounds." I said, "Well, how about trying to clean it?" He cleans it. Next day, he's shooting lights out, and today he was printing tight groups too. I
yeah.
think cleaning is critical. I could be completely wrong, but it works for me, so I'm going to stick with it.
Well, and why not? If you have the time, which at some point you should.
Hey, Commando 97, this is actually an old police mount. It came out of a Tahoe, and I went into a gun store, and the gun store had it. And these things are impossible to get a hold of because if you call the companies, they're like, "Oh, we don't sell to civilians," and blah, blah, blah. I was like, all right, whatever. But this is a Pro Guard, and this was actually a police unit, and it's got an electronic lock as well as a key override. But I don't know if they sell direct to an individual. I just happened to get lucky. They had one in stock where an agency had retired their Tahoe, and it happened to fit in here. And what it does is there's nothing exterior. You open the doors, and because it's a Chevrolet, it basically has these clamps, and they're not gutter guards. It basically goes on the inside of the door, and then you start tensioning it. And once you tension it to the right tension, don't fold your roof up. Once you tension it right, then you have lock nuts up at the top. So you'd have to have a couple different size wrenches, or like I said, take a Sawzall and cut that bar, and then you'd be running around with a gun that you couldn't use anyway, but you'd have it. But that'd be the only way. That'd be the only way to get it quickly. But like I said, if I go into a Walmart or something and somebody busts the window out, they're not getting this, not in a short amount of time.
Natalie says, "Everyone, I clean my gun. It shoots like crap." What kind of gun
It
you
is.
got, Natalie?
It is going to shoot like crap for a little while. If it's
Especially
a
with
precision
the
rifle.
yeah.
If it's a pistol, that is in your head.
Every time he says or she says. Every time.
Pistol or rifle?
I don't know yet. Natalie, pistol or rifle? I am a member at the range now. Happy, happy, happy. Oh, John, are you shooting in Old Fort?
Nice.
I don't know if it's Old Fort, but I would assume so. He does the Friday night shoots now too, doesn't he? Project Mine. F. Poverty, pony strip lower, and everything else high in parts.
So, Natalie, your bolt gun, if you clean it, yes, it is possible for it to shoot like crap unless you can get back to that copper equilibrium. So, even when Rick did it with his rifle, I was like, dude, it's going to take 15, 20 rounds for that thing comes back in. And sure enough, that did it. Now, I don't know how
You
much you
kidding?
shoot it after the fact, but yeah, it's going to shoot like crap for the next little bit. Some rifles do, some don't. Some are better than others when it comes to that clean cold bores and everything else. But yeah, you'll notice it for sure.
And some people, Natalie, if you go and you go shooting, and then you clean your rifle, and then you don't shoot it for
See you,
6
KB.
months, and then you cleaned it, but you haven't shot it. Yeah, you got to do that every time. That's why I like to have a fouled barrel, but I shoot I shoot quite a bit too, so it's not like it's just sitting there for months and months. KB,
Shibal
how you
Siki, this
doing?
is a great question. Yeah, see you, KB. He said thoughts on a bore snake for barrel break-in cleaning or just use a push rod with a jag. Okay, so look, a barrel snake or bore snake has its place. In my mind, it has its place because it's going to remove carbon deposits because it does have a brush intertwined in with the cloth material. It's going to remove any dirt, dust, debris, or anything like that. But with regards to actually cleaning any copper or deep cleaning it, brush with a jag with chemicals are going to be your best way. I don't think you're going to truly clean the barrel. You're wiping it out. You're taking carbon out, which that is cleaning. But as far as carbon, it's not really doing anything for that, or copper rather. So yeah, they have their place, but I wouldn't use them for a break-in.
I haven't seen Joaquin Jack Nava in here yet, but we've been tearing it up using your dirt. Hold on a second, man. Look at that. Bam. So we've been rocking and rolling. I've been using the card holder. So I'll be right back. Let me get a. Go ahead, Ray.
Eagle Eye says, Rick, there is machining oil in your barrel of your new rifle protectant. Okay, so this is one of those things, and we had somebody on here a minute ago that's not on here that was reviewing some barrels, and they were all rusted on the bores. They were using bore scopes and looking at them. So without that protectant, it's just a raw piece of steel, or stainless, whatever type of steel it is. If you're not going to shoot it in a quick amount of time, and for me, that's usually if I'm not going to shoot in about a week or two, then you probably do need to put a little patch of oil down the barrel. That's going to help get any pitting or any surface rust developing on it. So in Rick's case, he's got a brand new barrel. It's got machining oil on it. This is why that whole thing of at least push a couple dry patches through your bore, because not only could you have some machining oil, but you could also have metal shavings in there. I saw a barrel the other night. I think Eagle Eye was actually showing it to us. Guys, it is amazing what some of these companies send out with regards to how bad machining can be on a barrel. So go ahead and clean it out, because their job is just to make it and send it to you, unless you're getting a premium barrel. Yeah, put a dry patch through there, or at least a wet patch and a dry patch before you start shooting it.
Willie, I did see that Asheville wearing the bear wearing the Asheville Trump collar.
The Trump, that was awesome.
Yeah, that was awesome. Someone's getting their ass handed to him for that. The only ones that can do that are the freaking game guys. I would assume. Unless you can just freaking.
You can tranquilize anything.
Well, yeah, if you got a tranquilizer. Well, Ray probably has a damn tranquilizer. But who knows? So yeah, these data cards work great. So Jack Nava.
Hey, speaking of which, hey, this is really good information. So that data card you've got in your hand, let's show everybody. That's the holder, which that's awesome. But the actual white cards, We go through a lot of those, and the problem is you don't always have the eraser marker or whatever. Don't use a dry eraser, wipe it off. But they do get old over time. So I just ordered 500. Don't go through Uline, and they're called PVC name cards. Uline charges like $80 for 500 of them. You can get them online through like Amazon or one of these other companies. You can get like 500 of them for like $30. They're 30 mil, so they do have a little bit of, strength to them. And then just get some rolls of Velcro, double stick it on there, boom, you're good to go. Chunk it in the garbage. That's the cheapest way I found. Don't go through some company and pay $5 a white card for one.
Yeah. Hopefully you got me a few.
I did. Well, I got 500 coming, so we'll have some spares.
Nice. I read your
I think
comment.
I gave you the ones you have right there.
No, those are from Jack. I had one that you gave me, but I threw it back in the pile with all the rest of them, so I was down
Oh,
to
that's
zero.
right, because you wrapped it back up. They're invaluable, guys. I have plenty of those on hand.
So he's got some machining oil in the barrel of the new rifle. Got it. I appreciate that, Eagle Eye. I cannot wait for that damn thing to show up. The worst part is I wonder if he would know, if anybody, but I leave on the 10th. My birthday is on the 9th. Am I even going to see the gun before I go back to work? Hopefully it doesn't show up on the 9th because I'll have to wait. I have no sound, Natalie says.
I can hear you.
Yeah, that's a bummer. Could be Florida man. Let's see. Yeah, yeah. Abigail and the Florida man. I think Abigail's dad is the Florida man. I think she said, or something like that, back in a chat a long time ago. Or maybe he's like the Florida man. I can't remember. Let's see. I saw a caller also was amazing. I'm not a fan of Asheville. Yeah, I'm not a fan of Asheville either. Lots of bears in Asheville, but they're usually found at hip breakfast spots and dance clubs. Yeah. Let's see. Yeah, I got to watch out for the hipsters. That being said, they'll spend their parents' last dime for a free range meat. Yeah, he is a Florida man. He is a Florida man. There you go. So, well, the Tika's back in action. It's decoppered. It's clean as a whistle. And, well, at least the bore is. And grease the bolt up. Now we're good to go. I didn't have the fancy lube that Ray has grease-wise, so I just used some Lucas Extreme Duty gun grease. So hopefully that works well.
Now that's a good topic right there, because there's a lot of guys, especially guys that live out west. They're like, don't use grease; it's going to attract dirt. It's going to stick to it. Where we live around here, it rains every freaking day. Okay, like torrential rain almost. I live in a rainforest. So anyway, I'm a big proponent of grease on my bolt guns because we have the high humidity. It doesn't wash off as easily as something like brake CLP or rim oil. And so, yeah, I'm a big fan of grease, but when I go out west, I'm not going to have grease on the gun. That's just going to be sticky. But I definitely use grease on my bolt guns.
I know at work you use that CLP stuff, and that's probably good for what you're using it for. But like for guns, I've never used that stuff. I've never liked it.
Well, you got to remember, I work on a lot of machine guns, like belt-fed military machine guns, and a lot of the cleaning regimens for that specifically call for brake CLP. I do everything by the book. When I'm rebuilding a machine gun or anything like that, it's by the book. So that's why I use a lot of the CLP. Also, if you're one of those guys that really, or gals that really likes your firearm, like your AR, to look just nice and that pretty wet black look, there's nothing that works like brake CLP on with a microfiber cloth, and so
That's
it
what
has its place. Yeah, that's why I use it,
yeah,
because a
that's the
lot
way.
of this is going over and out. Yeah,
Yeah, I that makes sense. Yeah, because I
yeah,
tried it and I just did not like it. It didn't do any good at anything. But yeah,
yeah,
making it shiny.
yeah.
I don't
Shaggy
know.
Rifleman. I don't use CLP on my personal guns. It's just I can't get really too specific, but I do work on a lot of guns. Rick knows this because he's been privy to see it. It's how I get a lot of access to the guns that I have for the channel. But those have to be by the book.
Yeah, that makes sense. The regimen is what it is. I gotta put this one up. My dad didn't get caught, but he did drive a lawnmower to the gas station to get more beer while drinking beer and smoking a cigarette. Yeah,
That's
the
awesome.
lawnmower man. Shit, yeah. Was it the lawnmower man? What was that movie?
Lawnmower Man was the one that had
Oh no,
the John Wick guy, Keanu Reeves. Wasn't it Lawnmower Man? No, it was a different one.
no, I'm
Well, he
talking
played in
about
a different one.
Adam Sandler, I think. Oh, Waterboy. Wasn't it Waterboy
Oh
when
yeah,
he drives around in the lawnmower?
yeah, I think so.
Let's see. Lots of moon dust out here in Utah. Yeah, Lakeview Outdoors. We were in your neck of the woods there for a little while. Let's see. We got John Kreideman says, I had one of my employees had a 400-pound bear. STE his lunch. Steal his lunch probably. Box, wallet, and keys in his lunch box. 2 hours later, he found it. LOL. Lesson learned.
Yeah, see, Shaggy Rifleman, he made that comment. He goes, I hear you. Down at Fort Jackson, CLP is all we used and all we were allowed to use. Yeah, I don't know what kind of deal they struck with the military. I still got some buddies down there at Jackson, but yeah, it's like that's what's in the manual. It's got to be break CLP. And I hate that stuff, but anyway.
Oh, Bill's he's getting a precision rifle tomorrow and going down to Universal for 2 days to learn how to shoot it. So excited! It's your guys' fault. Yeah, it probably is. Have fun with that, Bill. I appreciate it. Welcome to the rabbit hole.
Yeah, going ballistic. Okay, so guys, this is kind of my fault. Let's go ahead and highlight that if you don't mind. Ray, thanks for returning email on the Borka kit. The new one is not even listed yet. No. When I told you guys that this is coming out, what I mean is it's coming out. And until I release the video on it, he's not going to offer it. So I'm going to try my best to do that video today or tomorrow because he's really funny about releasing a kit that doesn't have some type of instruction or instructional videos. There's nothing crazy about it, but it's just a new kit. And since I do his instructional videos for him now, he wants me to do that, but it's just been so busy and me trying to get some training in. So I'll get that video done tonight, and as soon as I do, or tomorrow, and he lists it, then that kit will be available. And all it is it's a simpler kit than the one Kreiderman has, or the one that I have, or the one Rick has. It's a little more cost efficient, if you will, and it has everything you need, nothing that you don't.
Oh, there's always going to be something you need. Come on. All right. Shabal Saki says, "Is there any difference between the Lucas Oils Extreme, which this is all this? That's all I run. So you got the Extreme Grease. I got the Extreme. This is the stuff that we really like. The Extreme Duty, and then the red stuff is okay. It's not as good." But as far as the CLP, no, it's almost a whole nother beast. It's just oil or grease.
So, guys, the Lucas oil, I've been running that for probably 3, almost 4 years now. And I had a good friend that worked for Lucas, and they actually didn't have the Extreme Duty at first, the one that's got the applicator needle that he's got. And so I was using it back in the day when they had the one that they were marketing towards hunters. It was the red. It's probably the same stuff in just a different color. I don't know that for a fact. But what I do know is the applicator on that one is great. Well, they gave me a boatload of it, and I gave all of it out to my friends and everything else. I don't have gun issues. Now, you're going to say, what about the mags in your pistols? Those are brand new pistols, and those are match pistols. It has nothing to do with the oil. I never took the followers out or anything else. They've been sitting, and you can't stop when rocks or gravel get into the magazine. But I like that oil. I like the way that it works. It doesn't stink. Oil is oil. It's better than nothing.
Yeah,
As far as getting, go ahead.
No, I was just saying, going ballistic said some more stuff. Yeah, Boris isn't. He won't even sell a kit till Ray puts the video out.
Yeah. The other thing is a lot of guys will ask about like weapon shield and this, that, and the other. Guys, we do run these matches and they're pretty hard on the guns, but anybody that shoots with me knows any competition or anything that I do after that day, what are we doing in the room, Rick?
Cleaning.
You're cleaning guns. And this topic has come up before. So I'm not one of those that needs this, whether, weapon shield is better than Lucas or whatever. As long as you keep it oiled and maintained, you're going to be good to go. I don't just let guns sit around for 4, 5, 6, 20,000 rounds before I throw any cleaning to it.
Well, especially for a competition, you're spending money driving or flying, entry fees, all this bullshit, hotel rooms, and then if you're not going to clean your gun, I mean, there's enough stuff that comes up between sticking your gun in the mud, like trying to do a what's that called where you go over the bar. Basically, I did that with my rifle. So there's enough
Yeah.
stuff that comes up. What the hell's that called?
Oh,
Hypo?
okay. So let's make it real simple. I'm going to use a really, really simple analogy here. So not everybody drives an expensive car. Not everybody drives a cheap car. Okay. But these rifles, these pistols, and all this gear that we're running for these matches, these guns can cost as much as nice vehicles. Would you take, whether it's a nice car or whether it's a crappy car, are you going to go 20,000 miles between oil changes? Even if you got a crappy $1,500 beater, you're still going to change the oil. Okay. You guys know, and I'm just going to leave it at this. You guys know I picked up a used car recently. What was one of the first things I did, Rick?
Oil
I
change.
changed the oil. I mean, it didn't matter that it was to me that it was an inexpensive car. It was something that serves a purpose. But I want to feel better. I know that it's at least got fresh oil in it. Could you go 20,000 miles on oil change? Absolutely. I have a friend that, as a point, took his Toyota Land Cruiser, not one of the old ones, but one of the new ones. It's a Land Cruiser, yeah. He drove 40,000 miles without an oil change just to prove that he could. Now, the engine seized up at 60,000 miles, but I would have never, ever, ever and that's unheard of for a Toyota. I would have never guessed he could have gone 40,000 miles without an oil change,
Yeah.
especially on such an expensive vehicle. I mean, it's not like it was cheap.
No, it sounds like oil, and oil has gotten a lot better, over these years with synthetics and different stuff, but it lasts longer kind of stuff. But man, that's a lot of damn miles to be trying.
Yeah, what he told me was he said oil companies were a conspiracy and that cars don't need an oil change that often and that oil doesn't break down like everybody says it does. It just gets dirty. And that, I mean, oh, and dude, when he broke 40,000 miles, he was laughing at all of us. I mean, he's like, I went 40,000, I haven't had a single oil change. Well,
Who was laughing at 60,000?
at 60,000 miles, he was sitting with a nice vehicle with no engine.
Yeah. Hey, what's that kit called? Is it the Mini X kit Borka's gonna make?
It's, yeah, the MX. It's just called MX, and it stands
Okay.
for Mini X. But yeah, I think MSRP on that, or I'm sorry, not MSRP. The sell price, the normal price on that is $235. You will not get it anywhere cheaper. It is $235. He's the only one that sells it. If you email me on any Borka products and I submit your name to him before you order it online, if you order online, I can't help you at that point. But it will save you 7.5% on your entire order, regardless of what you buy. And that's the only exception, is ordering it that way.
My
He just
mag,
doesn't put his stuff on sale.
my mags just showed up at Eagle Eyes.
Nice.
Right before he shipped it. Well, right after he shipped it, I mean. Let's
Yeah,
see.
seen a video where a guy got 400,000 miles. That's awesome. If that's what he's talking about.
There's a guy that has a Toyota in this area. He drives medical supplies and stuff to all these different people. Fact is, he drove so many miles that Toyota, and it was over 1 million, Toyota actually gave him a brand new Toyota Tundra.
Yeah, believe it or
It's
not,
a Tacoma. It's a Tacoma.
Mercedes-Benz back in the day,
Tacoma.
from being in the car industry, Mercedes used to actually give badges out. And if you had a Mercedes, now no longer, I guess they can't do it anymore, but back in the older days, like they had a 500,000 mile badge that you could put on your grill, and they had a 1 million mile badge. And, I guess cars are disposable nowadays.
So it's going to be the BCKMX, right?
Correct.
Should be. Borka, yeah.
Yeah, my pleasure, aka the devil. I'm glad you got it. And I'd like to hear you guys' feedback. I don't try to push products I don't believe in. I believe in that toolkit. I challenge you to find a better kit than that for field use.
No, AKA
I have,
Devil's got one too.
yeah, and then Rick, you've been carrying one. I mean, what are your thoughts on it? How many times did I use it today?
I know. Yeah, you use it at least 2 or 3 times a day.
Jeremy needed it. He didn't have any tools, and so I had my kit with me. Matter of fact, I got it under the seat here. But Rick had his in his bag right there, and so we used it, and we had to use it again. Can you do it with a Fix-It 6 kit? Of course you could. But if it's hard use, you're not going to find a better toolkit. Not going to happen.
The biggest thing is to make sure you get. I don't know. There's an official name for it, but the inch pound deal, and then depending on how much stuff you want with it, it
Yeah,
all.
that's called the precision torque limiter. And the MX kit, the difference is it has the 4-inch pounds, which is out of the range of the beam torque wrench. That beam torque wrench does 10-inch pounds to 70-inch pounds. That's going to cover literally 99% of your needs that you're ever going to have on a gun. The exceptions are going to be cap screws for your turrets, zero stops for your turrets. Night Force is 4-inch pounds. Vortex is going to be 8-inch pounds. Those are below the range of the bow of the beam. Then you have Night Force, which does 100-inch pounds on their cross bolts and their heavy duty rings. So he specifically makes precision torque limiters that are certified and calibrated for those values.
Here, I got
That's
them
what
right
makes
here.
them nice.
I'll show you one. Let me show you something.
Okay, somebody said they have a Cobalt torque wrench.
Here we go.
Is it an inch pounds torque wrench?
This is a 4 inch pounds. Come on.
Yeah, I can
There
see
it
it.
is.
4-inch pounds. Yeah.
So this is for the Night Force.
So the Shaggy Rifleman, he says he's got a Cobalt torque wrench. What is the range on that Cobalt torque wrench? Because remember, everything on your rifle is going to be pretty much inch pounds. Typically, all your scope rings are going to be somewhere between 15 and 25, depending on the manufacturer. All of the Picatinny base to your rings, to your cantilever mount or whatever, are going to range somewhere between 30 to 50, okay? Inch pounds. Yes, you can convert it, but that's really low on a foot-pound scale.
That's what it looks like.
So, let me see. He goes, well, now that we're talking in pounds. Yeah, so when I'm rebarreling, an AR or something like that, then I'll step up to the snap-on to the foot-pound torque wrench. Typically, and I'll tell you, there's been a lot of research. The Army Marksmanship Unit did a lot
35.
of, and I,
35.
they did a lot of testing
Was that right?
to see to see how many foot-pounds of torque on a barrel nut of an AR would produce the best grouping rifles, because you have a huge range there, from the 30s all the way up into the 80 foot-pounds for attaching your barrel nut to your AR. And that's huge, guys.
Shaggy says 10 to 90.
Yeah. 10 to 90 foot-pounds or inch pounds?
He says it wasn't listening fully, but my wrench is 10 to 90, but he didn't say after that.
So a Cobalt makes a 10 to 90 inch pounds wrench. Interesting.
Inch pounds? Or is it in pounds? Like he's talking in pounds. It's all how you look at it.
Bill said, my wife said, why you just keep listening to those guys? Because we're sharing information.
That's right. Bill's wife. Didn't we meet Bill's wife? No, she wasn't. I think. Bill, did we meet her?
I don't know. I'm sitting in a Walmart parking lot so I can have cell service.
Cell service. Man, look at all this brass I got to freaking. I just loaded all this stuff.
Yeah, see, Shaggy Rifleman, you're talking about foot-pounds, and that's what I was thinking.
Where the hell's my hatchet?
You're gonna be hard pressed to find inch pounds anywhere. That's something you're probably gonna have to order, and like I said, whether it's a Weehaw or whether it's a PB Swiss or any of that other stuff, it's going to be hard to find something with the range and the durability of that Borka. But what I was saying, I never answered. I never finished this. How many guesses do we have? Because I don't know how many people are on board. About
51.
what number of foot-pounds produce the most accurate rifles for the Army Marksmanship Unit on ARs? How many foot-pounds of torque? And I don't recall exactly to the number, but I can get you pretty close.
Ooh.
Ho, 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 ho! Okay, so Jakaki's been doing some reading or something. It's
Hey,
right around 40 to 42
that's not
foot-pounds.
43.
It's somewhere in there. Like I said, I don't remember the exact number, but you got to remember, these guys shoot for a living every day, all day. That's what they do. They're going to try to get the tightest rifles. Now, there's a whole lot of tricks you can do, shimming the barrels, using the Loctite, everything else. But if you have one of those type barrel nuts where you've got to put on an extra 50 or foot-pounds because you can't get the gas tube through there, go with a different system. There are better systems out there so that you can just get it right there at that 40, 42 foot-pounds, throw your gas tube in there, and go with it.
We got
I've
lucky
never
the
done
other day with that JP build, remember?
correct, and I don't do a whole lot of AR rifle builds on my channel, but I've been putting together, assembling ARs for a long time, and yeah, the right way. I mean, I was showing Rick, I do not. And this is a great topic. This is going to cause a lot of controversy, I would think.
Oh, Donna.
I do not throw a new barrel on an AR and assume that an old bolt carrier will work. You can get away with it 1,000 times, but there'll be one time that thing's going to be out of headspace and it's going to go high order on you. You need to go ahead and spend the money if you're into building ARs, and you need to get you a go no-go gauge or chamber gauges or field gauge, whatever you want to call it. They're cheap,
Let
and
me
you
do
need to check
translating.
it.
Let me translate for Ray, though. High order means blow up.
It's going to blow up.
There you
It's
go.
going to
Ain't
blow
nobody know
the
what high
heck
order
up.
means.
Okay, so never mind. I'm not even going to go into that, but that's a term we used to use a long time ago when stuff blows up. So it goes high order. I had a friend a year ago that was getting into 3-gun. He ordered a brand new bolt carrier group because he wanted the latest, greatest that was lightened and, it was all flashy because it had a DLC coating. I was like, hey, man, you got any go no-go gauges? He's like, no. I was like, don't just throw that in that barrel. I know you've been shooting that barrel for about 2 years. It would not work with the gauges. And I said, dude, you're out of spec. I would not shoot that. He sent the bolt carrier group, contacted the company, sent it back. The bolt was made out of spec, and that gun would have detonated on him. There's no doubt about it. It would have fired. So just check it. Like I said, you'll be good 1,000 times, but you don't want that to happen to you. Plus, you're going to ruin your barrel, your handguard, your lower receiver, your upper's going to blow if you don't get hit by a piece of aluminum.
Hey, Bill, if you want to learn how to mount a scope on a rifle, just check out a lot of X-Ring's videos. He's done it. He does it on a lot of them. Look at some of the older ones where he really gets into detail, and he might even have a video just on how to mount a scope. But he does it on all the videos or a lot of the videos and talks about it. So easy to find. Just look it up on X-Ring's channel.
Yeah, so Eagle Eye knows. I mean, he's building guns now, bolt head with match barrel. So the JP that I just built up, the barrel came with a match bolt. They don't give you the bolt carrier group, but that bolt, that bolt cam's 22.5 degrees. If you don't know that, when it goes in there and it actually locks, and if everything's not right, it's not a good thing.
Jakaki's got sent stuff off to Trajectory Arms for an inspection. Chad from School of the American Rifle is good to but not taking business right now. I
business right
must be
now.
on the lower. Nice, man. Very nice. What's on your shirt? That's an old Microtech. Or not even old, really.
A Kabuto. No, this was a spinoff from an old shirt that Microtech did, and it's basically like one of the Shogun whatever thingies. Like I said, it's a free shirt. So
Ray's gone wild.
I know you guys probably think I wear the same clothes, but I have so many Microtech shirts because they were just giving them out to me. And no, I'm not giving them out, but yeah, they're comfortable, and if I get a hole in it, I just throw it away. So
Barkamus Prime is saying, where do you teach long range at?
at Old Fort at the VOD range, but I can't right now. We even checked today. There's no classroom space available for us to rent, and I cannot teach that course without a classroom. I could, but you wouldn't get out of it what I want you to get out of it.
Yeah,
There's too
true.
much because there is quite a bit of visuals and PowerPoint, and putting those two together really helps before you go out on the range. And I don't think it's fair because I was like, why don't you just teach it outside? Yeah, you could, but you're going to lose a lot of those visuals.
Yeah. You ever made a video on how to mount a one-piece rail on a bolt rifle gun? Ever made a video on
No,
how
I
to...
haven't. I haven't. I know a lot of guys will throw like blue Loctite under there. They have some other compounds you can do under that. I know that when I did the Cerakote on this rifle I got from Kenny, Kenny did a great build. But what I don't want is a blued action that if I get caught in inclement weather, I have a steel mount on top of it and I can't ever access it. And so it ends up turning into a rust bucket up underneath it because I'm never going to be able to get to that area unless I take off the mount and everything else. I do Loctite my bases on. Some people agree or disagree with that. And so I went ahead and Cerakoted that before I mounted everything up.
Is an AR-10 different barrels torque spec?
I don't know that. I don't know that. I can't answer that question.
Eagle Eye says, Shaggy had a factory 350 Legend blow up my gun. Blow my gun up. The cartridge should never have been made for an AR. Got it. A Kabutu is that helmet that you have on your shirt. A Kabutu. I don't know if you're saying I'm saying that right or not.
Kubota, they make my tractor, man.
She thinks my tractor sexy.
Oh, okay. All right, guys. Here's a good
Oh
one.
shit. Oh
All right,
shit.
here's a good one.
Oh
I am
no.
completely okay. I'll admit I'm completely wrong on this, but let's talk about how this happened.
Yeah,
So,
let's bring this shit up. Yeah.
all right.
Let's
So
do the
last
story
night,
going. What?
my wife,
Okay, go ahead. It sounds like
my wife.
you're gonna tell the
Okay,
story.
so my wife is in the kitchen, and Rick and I we just got done reloading. We come upstairs, we got some food and everything else, and my wife swims a lot. She'll do like 50 something laps a day. And I'm lucky if I can make one lap and not grab the side of the pool so I don't drown. Anyway, Rick said he has no buoyancy. He said he sinks like a rock. And I said, "You don't have any buoyancy?" And he goes, "What did you say?" And I said, "Buoyancy." Okay. Now, hold on before you make fun of me. Buoyancy. That's how I said it. Boo like as in a ghost, antsy. Buoyancy. Because out in the ocean, you have buoy markers, not Bowie markers like buoyancy. So, anyway, we looked it up and it is pronounced buoyancy, but the derivative of that came from back in the 1500s and it was buoyancy. But they said all Americans say buoyancy, but it's kind of like tires. They're spelled Tyres in the UK, but we spell them Tires. It's changed based on society, I guess. It's kind of like back in the days when we older folks used to hit at the end of a sentence, we would type a period, space, and then start the next one with a capital letter. Nowadays, if you do that, people are going to look at you like you have 15 heads because it's only supposed to be now period, space, and then capital.
All right.
So things do change, but
Okay.
that's
So
where it came from.
let's do this.
That's
Let's
where
do this. If you say buoyancy, put an R. If you say
buoyancy.
put an X.
Well, you know who's going to win. You're going to win. Everybody's from the. Actually, I don't know. You have a lot of viewers that are overseas, or at least I do. Um,
We're gonna find
so,
out right now.
so okay. A little backstory to this. How many
And where
viewers
do
do
you
you have on
live,
here?
man? What?
How
We
many?
got
How many viewers?
55.
How many?
55. What's up, Jerry?
Okay, so I went
Yes.
to a private place growing up. I didn't go to regular school. I went to a military academy and I went to some other places. And anyway, long story short, they were big on Latin and root words and things like that. So a lot of the stuff that I say or where it came from was based on where I had my schooling. So he's like, but you don't live in Europe. You live in the United States. Well, yeah, but I was taught a different way. And it stuck with me. He's like, where did you learn that? And I was taught buoyancy.
Oh, you got one. You got Matt Cross. And maybe there was one other. Other than that, you're getting your ass handed to you.
That's fine. It's okay.
David J
I told
says
you it's good.
extremisms are hot tonight. Let's see. It's all good.
Hey,
You know what? You
hey,
you do
I'm
live in
different.
America.
It's okay. I'm different. You know,
Oh, you are different. You're
I am
loud.
different.
Even what the hell? What the hell, Mr. Ray?
Chris says RX. He's saying prescription.
Such a weird feeling.
Boy and C.
Buoyancy. Buoyancy. Now buoyancy. Boo yeah, boo scary.
Buoyancy.
Buoyancy.
Yes,
Boo.
Chikaki, I do live in America. However, you know, I'm also part Asian. And so if you come to my house, all you're going to eat is Asian food. You're going to have Korean bulgogi, kalbi. We eat
Come
rice
on,
and
man.
kimchi every
Don't be
day.
lying like that shit. What did we have last night, Jackalope?
Yeah, but what did I have during the day? I guarantee I had some kimchi.
I
We
don't
had
know.
we had
I don't know what you had
fajitas.
the other day. What did we eat for dinner?
We had
Anyway.
fajitas last night.
But they were Korean fajita.
Wait a minute, there were fajitas, man.
They were fajitas.
I want
Falafel.
some of them quesadillas.
Quesadillas. Fajitas. Fajitas. Spikes. If you switch brass, do you redo load development or just load and go? Just brass?
I don't mix my brass.
I've been shooting Starline and I got some Hornady that I threw in there. I do have to anneal them at a different temperature or time, but other than that, I load them up all the same. But
Yeah, and so guys, if you don't believe there's a difference in that, like yesterday when he was annealing his Hornady brass, I was like, dude, you start or the Starline. I said, you go to Hornady, you're gonna have to change the time on that. You're gonna overcook that stuff. And sure enough, we had to drop it by what, a full second?
there's a couple thousandths of, I don't know how that works exactly. It went from one, or no, it was like
Basically,
1.5
you're
to
gonna have huge
1.3.
variances in your brass for internal volume, for thicknesses on where it's thick. You know, military brass tends to be a lot thicker at the base where the primer is.
The ball
So
section.
so if you start just grabbing a bunch of brass and you're trying to precision rifle load, you can be exact on pretty much everything externally, but you can't control what's going on internally, or at least you don't know. So you're going to get what I've seen, higher ESs, higher standard deviations, because I'm gonna pull over again. I'm gonna lose service because you're not using the same type brass. Even the same brass, and this is a well-known thing. I only use Lake City brass because that's military brass and it's the best. Well, there are definitely differences between different years of lots between, let's say, Lake City 14 or Lake City 2011. If you can and you have enough surplus, try to separate those by years. And there are some years that kind of coincide with each other. That's what I found for precision rifle reloading.
Hey, Brian, I just opened up a brand new Starline bag of 50 and introduced them into my lot, basically. But and I didn't change one thing. I had to, because it was brand new. I had
Dang.
to full length size it, and then tell them that story, Ray. So I go. It wasn't.
Oh, this is
It was the
you talking
military.
about a brain fart.
Yeah. So
This sucker
tell
this
them.
sucker preps all of his brass. I mean, he's doing everything. He's getting inside, outside. He's got the primers in there. He dumps the powder using my little method and taking all the time in the world. He gets done and he goes to seat the first bullet and he goes, uh-oh. And I was like, what? And he goes, I screwed up. I'm like, what, did you forget to put primers in there? I've done that. Okay, you go to pick it up. He comes out. He goes, no, worse than that. I'm like, what? He goes, and he takes a bullet and it falls into the neck. He didn't
I was
size it.
like, son of a bitch.
Completely done.
Yep. Because I was
Yeah.
using new new stuff, and old stuff. So I came up with a solution though, right? I was pretty damn good because I started pouring the brass back
Yeah.
into the powder, and I'm like, wait, I got an idea. So I just dumped that one out, took the deep primer off, decapping pin off, and then just poured it into the next one each round. So it worked out. Woo! If you want a really weird language to pronounce, try Irish Gaelic.
Dang, son, the Popo are killing it. There's 5 of them just went through here at about over triple digits.
Really? What's the name of that
Yeah.
mount you got? Someone was asking.
Oh, this one is a Pro Guard. We talked about it earlier. I found it actually at a gun store. It was from a police Tahoe that was retired, and I don't know if they sell to civilians, but it's a Pro Guard. Jacaki, yeah, I actually reviewed a LMT. I actually have 2 of those, the 20-inch LMT MWS, and they were originally 308. I converted those to 6.5 Creedmoor. Got man 6. I mean, they're cooking it, dude. You know what? I might go down the road and see what they're up to because it's normally a quiet town around here. But anyway, put it in 6.5 Creedmoor. Shot. They shoot lights out compared to the 6.5. As a matter of fact, the guy that I was shooting with today shot that rifle. Number 7. Holy crap. Let's see what's going on down the road.
Moving on
Number
up.
8. Number 8.
Damn.
It must be a bad car wreck because here comes the medics.
Are they headed to the freeway?
They're headed down the mountain.
Got it.
But anyway, you're going to be satisfied with it. Like I said, I wasn't satisfied with the 20-inch barrel, so I went ahead and put a 24-inch in it, and I threw a Night 4.7 to 35 on there. The thing still sits that way. It's a great setup, works well. We did run it suppressed though, and it was overgassed big time. So what I had to do was run a heavy buffer. Actually, I ordered a JP silent capture for the AR-10. Put some heavy springs in there to help mitigate some of that overgassing. It was
Hey,
beating
Red
you
Raider.
up.
What's up, Red Raider? Texas Bullet. Yeah, we got some action in town. Eagle Eye says Ray pulls up and says, "Here, take my trunk monkey." Live action. Yeah, look at live with X-Ring. We're headed to a possible. It's like since they don't do live PD anymore, we got live X-Ring.
It's funny. I actually was taking my daughter to school one day,
Hey, shut up.
and I see this police car just go flying by, and I was like, "He's in the wrong county. What's he doing?" And I pull up, and there's an overturned vehicle, and this officer cannot get the door open on this overturned van. There was 2 people trapped inside of the van, and I'm in normal clothes. I got my daughter in the car with me, and they're going down some side street. I don't know, but anyway, I'm gonna lose service here in just a second. But actually, I had to bust the window and get in the vehicle, and we extracted one person out of the car. The driver actually died. They tried to lifeline him out, but he died in the chopper ride. But you just never know. And so if I see that many people, you never know what's going on. But I know they're going in multiple roads here. I got another one coming this way too. Hold on. This one's actually just a volunteer fireman. And there's another one right here. Whatever
They're
it
going the
is.
other way. Are you
It's in
going
a,
to the action or?
no, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to do that. They got enough people now where I'm not going to be a help. I want to be in the way.
Yes, you are. So get your ass out the way. Bear
Was it
got a little
seven?
pig and
Seven.
headed to 7, huh? Live action. Get him. X. Punch it. Punch it, punchy. Eagle Eye Shooting, have you gotten your arc dies in yet? Eagle Eye Shooting, have you gotten your arc dies in yet?
X-ring chasing the popo.
That's right. Pull over. What's up, Matt
Hey,
P?
hey, the thing is, they're people too, and you never know. They might need help.
Come on,
You
boy.
never know.
Go. Go. Oh, those smell good. You guys want to see some magic?
Still a dick, Ray.
Still a dick, Ray.
Oh, hell. We got. Y'all having a party and didn't even invite me over. I see how it is.
You come on over. Get your ass over here. You don't ever like
No.
driving over here because it's so far away.
What are you talking about?
Come on over. You ain't doing shit anyways.
Damn, take me 45 minutes to get there.
Yeah, there you go. It's the same shit I got to hear all the time. The art
Just
is
looking for a guy with an AR in his truck.
yeah. He's going live. Rusty, go.
I got rights. I got a right to keep bear
I got
arms.
rights.
This is fine.
Am
This
I
is
being
this is
detained? Am I
this is
being
an open
detained?
carry state.
I'm being detained. Probably start with a 110 D-tax. I got some 115. Yeah, 115 D-tax coming. Hey, get your ass out of here. You ain't eating
I
those.
know one thing. David Tubb makes a good bullet, but it ain't quick on shifting. I can tell you that.
We'll see what's faster, the Hornet D or the D-tax. I ordered the D-tax like a week before the other one, so we'll see what happens. Who did I get them through? Like Midway or somebody? I don't remember.
Hey, Kenny, on this rifle that I was shooting, the AI, you wouldn't believe how tight a group it shoots with the 69 grain. You just haven't, unless you tried some. And Matt, is Matt there with you, Rick?
I think he's in the bathroom. I think he's washing his hands so he can eat.
You could literally like be looking at your fingernails and shoot a quarter group. That's just it shoots that well. Okay, it's unbelievable how tight that thing shoots 69s. I used that load that you developed with the Varget or Varget. I don't know. How do you say it, Rick? Is it Varget or Varget?
Varget.
That's about perfect. But anyway,
Did you use
I'm thinking about trying the 8208 because I've got a bunch of that, the XBR, because I was doing some reading. Hey Matt.
Yeah.
How did that AI shoot those 69 grainers yesterday? You say it. I'm not even saying a word.
Lights out. What, 0.3? I think I might have shot a 0.4.
Yeah, it's insane. And when I bared down on the gun, we didn't even measure that group. It just looked like a little ragged hole.
Mm-hmm.
But no, I'm thinking about trying some that XBR 8208 because I'm hearing some stuff about it. And, as far as it being good, I know it shows pressure very quickly. I mean, you can be good and all of a sudden, boom. But I want to see if I can get those 80 grainers a little tighter.
You coming over, Ray?
Hey, Eagle Eye, yes. I ran the CCI, the 41s, and I had no issues whatsoever. But for the first time today, I had a dead primer. It was a good solid hit with the firing pin, but yeah, it was a dead primer. But I guess now I've got 150 rounds through it and only one bad shot. Rick was actually there because I cycled the bolt and it did not go boom. Matt Cross says Var good.
You guys want to see what Southern? These are smoked, right?
Smoked.
Smoked wings look like.
Did you bring me any?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That looks like a chicken leg.
What did I say it was? I see where you're going. Hashtag still a dick.
That's right.
Are you coming over?
I'm thinking about it, man. 45 minutes is a long ways.
You need to
I've
come
been
over
sitting
here. I
in
need
the-
to talk to you.
Yeah, he needs to talk to you anyways.
All right.
All
Let
right.
me
So
head
who
on
wants?
first.
Huh?
I'll be
Let
gone
me
by
head
the time
on
you get here.
first. That's the way it goes normally. I got to check with the wife, and I'll holler at y'all in a little bit.
All right, we're gonna get out of here.
See y'all.
We'll be back. We're gonna be back live, having some fun. What time is it? 6:30. So this is the precursor. This is the pre-chat. So we'll have some fun. We're gonna eat. I don't want to be rude and eat on camera. And you should. You should. You're hungry. Other than that, hope you guys enjoyed. Always fun. And we'll get into some more stuff a little later. So I will see you guys later. As Ray would say, later. All right. Bye, everybody. Stay safe out there.